Fantastic. And we are good to go. So good evening. My first request ever before I even start the masterclass tonight is I just want you to be comfortable, relax yourself and really have fun and ask any questions you guys have possible as well, because that's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to unpack every questions you've got around accreditation, anything you want to ask as well. So before I go ahead, please allow me to introduce myself and the team, of course. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to unpack everything around accreditation and the power of accreditation. I would really ask you kindly to mute yourself, and then if you do have any questions, pop them into the chat board, and we'll have a Q&A at the end anyway, so you will be able to ask anything you want. I'm sure that there will be a lot of questions popping up. There'll probably be questions as well after we finish the masterclass too. So you're more than welcome to do so. So before we kick off with the power of accreditation, who are we? We're Kicks Academy Professional Development. My name is Anna. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Academy. I'll introduce myself in a little bit. Together with my accreditation director, we have over 24 years of combined experience in course creations, accreditations, certification, and qualification. So over 15 years, I've worked with enterprises, corporate companies, small businesses, and consultants. And my accreditation director has got over 19 years of experience in L&D, course development, delivery, course creation, and accreditation. And she also sits on the assessment teams of one of the most prestigious and recognized bodies out there as well. So, who am I? So my name is Anna Yaramboykova. I'm the CEO of Kicks Academy Ltd. Kicks Academy is actually not the first business I established. I have been in business for over 12 years now, probably even 13. I successfully developed an enterprise advisory to a 7-figure turnover in business, mainly advising companies and enterprises from a learning and development perspective, what makes a great learning path within an employees and also external stakeholders, and what makes a success within a very, very fast-paced digital world that we live in today. The past 5 years, however, I have slowly focused on putting Kicks Academy on the map. At Kicks Academy, what we do is we do course creation, accreditation assistance, and certifications assistance as well. Together with my team, we have personally assisted over 80 businesses to become accredited providers with various accredited bodies, including gaining dual accreditations and the first recognized qualification as well on the market, and consulted over 200 businesses and small enterprises. We work in partnership with 6 accreditation bodies, which are recognized globally. So not just within the UK, we work with bodies that are recognized on the US market, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Middle East, and all across Europe, and have successfully turned over multi-6-figure within Kicks Academy alone. I know what makes money when it comes to intellectual property. I don't want to sound too confident, but I can tell you that I can see when a course can make money and can pass accreditation within a first glance. Allow me to also introduce my accreditation director.
Hello, hi everyone. Accreditation director at Kicks Academy. I'm working with a wonderful Anna Yaramboykova, and I am the accreditation director at Kicks Academy. So for those of you who are wondering, what am I doing and what does this even mean? And basically, I have a huge background, extensive background, a few years within the education industry and working very closely with the main accreditation bodies. So my long-standing relationships span over 15 years with the likes of the Chartered Management Institute, the Chartered Institute of Personal Development, so the CMI and CIPD, also working very closely with CPD and ICF, and also some other maybe more niche accreditation bodies that specialize in accrediting courses in the fields of, for example, ADHD or hypnotherapy and so on. So the very important bit for me is to be involved with the bodies directly. Sounds wrong. To be directly involved with the organizations all the time at every part of the learning journey, because I want to know what the organizations are doing, where they're heading, what the learning experience is, what the requirements are, and so on. So what that means is that I actually work directly with them. So also the reason I'm not able to be there with you today is because I'm delivering one of the qualifications for one of the main qualification bodies in the UK. But what is important to know is that so I'm personally involved in basically development of the content for the qualifications, in peer reviewing the content as well. So if other people develop it, then I'll peer review it. In delivery of the content of the qualifications, and also in assessment and tutoring. So I'm there from start to end, and I have been for years and years and years across all of the different accreditation and qualification bodies, because it's important for me to really know the learning journey from every point and know what the expectations are, and also what the latest research is saying. And also as a student myself, I'm a forever student who never left school, because I finished one master's and I go for another. So my background is in leadership and management. And then I did master's in HR. And now I'm finishing master's in neuroscience and psychology of mental health. It's important to know what the learning journey looks like as a student, as a training provider, and so on. I want to know every aspect at all times. So when we provide you with support, we'll provide you with the right support, and we know the stuff inside out from every accreditation body. Now, every accreditation body will have their own criteria, so they differ, and there's a different level, different degrees of complexities. Some don't require, for example, to have financial checks. Some require you to have financial checks to show that your business is a sustainable business that will actually be able to hold the accreditation and do it justice and deliver it in the right way. So there are differences between the different bodies, but obviously that's what we do. We're like, when we work with clients, we have to make sure that the right clients are being matched with the right accreditation bodies. And sometimes people get like the shiny object syndrome of like, oh, so-and-so did this, so I want that too. And it's not always the right thing for your business. So we're here to advise what would be the right thing for your business, rather than just going with whatever the internet says. And of course, when it comes to accreditation and qualification, we are super busy now because these things are increasingly more important. So I love the internet, and obviously now we have AI, and this is all incredible, and it's given us amazing access to be able to create things. But of course, what that also means is that there is so much content out there that doesn't necessarily have the value that it needs to have, or the value that it promises in the swanky, wonderful marketing materials. So having accreditation actually showcases that your business and your course has the value, and it gives people quality. It shows people that there's a quality assurance there, so they can have confidence when they're purchasing it. Now, when you work with corporate world, very often they won't even entertain working with someone who isn't accredited. Because of that, it will take them longer to sift through whether the content is the right content, whether the value is there or not. Whereas if there is a stamp of approval from an accreditation body, that gives them the assurance, which means they don't have to waste time on doing the work of verifying whether that's right or not. And as we know, no one has enough time to do everything, so they really appreciate that. But what is the difference between accreditation and qualification? This is a very common question that we get. So the difference is that when you get accredited, so for example, you can get accredited as a business and get accredited course with the CPD, so Continuous Professional Development Organization, which is global. All of the organizations we work with obviously are globally recognized. Just to mention this, but when you get that accredited, it means that your course and your business is meeting certain standards. So the stamp of approval is telling people you can be confident the standards have been met, the criteria have been met, and the course is actually delivering the value that it promises to deliver. That is the very important thing, because very often in marketing, if you look at the adverts in there, I don't know if anyone is still watching adverts, but of course we were sold things like hair dyes and mascaras and whatever, where everything looks perfect and beautiful. Then you find out that the hair actually is extensions and the eyelashes aren't real and so on, right? So that's kind of mis-selling. That's not what we want. But this is what is happening when courses are not accredited. It's that the marketing spiel sells you the world, and then when you actually do the course, sometimes it doesn't deliver exactly what it says. So the point of accreditation is that the accreditation is saying this course is aiming to deliver X, Y, and Z, and actually it does deliver. So when you buy it, you know that you're gonna get exactly what it says, and hopefully even more, but definitely not less. So that's why accreditation is really important, and it really does help you to stand out in the kind of sea and crowd of everyone who's selling a lot of courses, which is amazing. I think access to education is important, but equally quality of education is really important because we can teach people all sorts of things that may or may not be useful. And in terms of qualification and what the difference is, so qualification actually allows you to qualify people. So when you accredit your course with a qualification, you can do at different levels. So level 3, foundational, level 5, operational, and level 7, strategic. That means that when someone completes your course, they're actually qualified. So basically, they're ending up with a certificate, and they can say, I'm qualified to a master's level or qualified to a degree level, and so on. So, for example, the Chartered Management Institute, which is the #1 body for management and leadership and consultancy qualifications in the UK, again, globally recognized. If someone qualifies in this, then if, for example, they qualify in level 7, then they can say that they're qualified to master's level in leadership and management. Equally, they can also take the credits from that course, transfer it to university, just add a few more credits and have it as masters. And this is what I did personally with the CIPD years and years ago when I was doing my level 7 CIPD course. And then I took the credits and I transferred them to university. And all I had to do at university is actually do the dissertation because all the other work was already done within the course. So I didn't have to repeat it. So accreditation, obviously people get certified at the end and they're being, they have a stamp of approval that they've completed X amount of learning hours and that they have got these learning outcomes and they have the knowledge and so on. Qualification means that people can put on their CV and say, I'm qualified to master's level or qualified to degree level and so on. So there is definitely a difference there. But sometimes people get this kind of shiny object. Oh, so-and-so doing qualification, I need to do a qualification too. And that's not always the right thing. You need to have the right audience for this. And also this needs to be the right thing for your long-term business plan. So qualifications are obviously intense because you act like a university in a way. You are qualifying people. So you are responsible for the quality of people who are then entering the world of work. A lot of pressure and responsibility. Equally very exciting. So the opportunity here is that if it fits your long-term vision, then qualification may be the right thing. And if your audience is ready for it, or if you have an audience that you think you can take on a journey from accredited courses to qualification in certain fields. So again, qualifications are normally done with very specific and specialist bodies. So unlike accreditation, if you accredit your course with CPD, you can accredit course in sales, in marketing, in spirituality, in gardening. All sorts of fields can be accredited with continuous professional development, because that's the point. You're continuing offering professional development, but it can be in a variety of fields. Qualifications don't work like this. Qualification needs to be accredited with the right body. So if you want to accredit qualification, and for example, in coaching, probably don't go to one of the bodies that specializes in something else. If you want to accredit qualification in coaching, you go to the International Coaching Federation, the ICF, because they are the best body for this. So you want to make sure that this is the right match. And the exciting bit here is that there aren't actually that many entrepreneurs still that offer qualifications. So we had the privilege of working with someone who is now the #1 person offering a specific qualification in a certain field. So it's a very good opportunity to become pioneering. But of course, there's strict criteria for this. So they will check things like financial stability of the business to make sure that the business is actually sustainable and can deliver the qualification and can deliver it to the right standard and so on. And it's also able to sell it because, as we know, qualifications are priced differently to accredited courses. Very often the qualifications are more expensive because they involve a lot more hours. So if you think about level 7 qualification, for example, that requires over 370 learning hours for someone to complete it as a diploma. So again, I feel like I've gone on for ages now, but I hope that's given you a little bit of an overview about what's the difference between accreditation and qualification. And again, sometimes it is still a little bit vague of like, do I want this or do I want that? I would say it's worth considering what is your long-term plan for your business, first of all, rather than jumping on, oh, this sounds exciting, let's do this. And as entrepreneurs, we all get like this sometimes. But also we're here to answer any questions that you might have. Like I said, I'm involved in every single aspect of the learning journey, from being a learner myself to delivery, development, assessment, and all sorts of things with a variety of accreditation bodies. So any questions that you might have, please do not hesitate to let us know, and we'll always be happy to help. And on that note, I'm going to zip it, say have a wonderful time and the rest of the class, and enjoy your time with Anna, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, so who do we work with? And let's dive into the accreditation bit, because we've had that overview around the qualification. It's really, really important, actually, of understanding what is the difference between qualification and accreditation. And actually, I've put that as a mission for myself within the next year or so, to really educate providers, businesses, and consultants and coaches to understand the difference between accreditation, certifications, and qualifications. We'll dive in really into the accreditation and certification part today, because that's what your stepping stone to creating more sales, creating more profit, but also creating an invaluable assets to your business. Who do we work with, and why am I staying here today and talking to you about accreditation? We work with small businesses which want to increase sales and profit. So when we are taking someone through the accreditation journey, we really go down into understanding what are the financial goals of this provider, what are the financial goals of the course that the provider wants to achieve. We work with coaches and consultants who want to increase sales and add value assets to their businesses. We work with enterprises which want to scale up and increase profit. We have helped small businesses create multi-six-figure and even a seven-figure launch as well. So what is an accreditation? If I ask you now, every one of you would give me a different answer on this call. And that happens because very often we actually confuse the difference between accreditation, certification, and qualification. And because I almost say it's like a minefield, really. And this is why it blows my mind how many people are still not using it as a real asset and real will to make more sales, make more money within the business. Because let's face it, the reason why we're driving businesses in any sorts of capacities, because we want to make money to be able to empower, change the world, or whatever we want to do after that. So having more money into the business really helps us to get that goal achieved. If you Google what accreditation is, it will give you simple answers. Accreditation is a formal process by which an authoritative body evaluates and recognizes an institution, program, service, or a provider to meet certain predefined standards of quality and performance. So it very clearly says it's a body. This process is essential in various fields, including service or product providers. So when it comes to a accreditation, you can get an accredited whether you're a service provider in any type of service or any type of product. As a business, you get accredited. You don't get certified. We're gonna dive into that in a minute. You do get accredited. Accreditation is something which is really, really up and coming, and it's been since probably 2020, and it's really raised up in 2022. And why is accreditation important? There's 5 main reasons as to why accreditation is important, and I will go through each one of them into details because they're so important. It will automatically lead you to a sustainability of your business. The first one is credibility and trust. You know that any market you want to enter out there as any type of professional, you will be asked for experience, or you will be asked for a certain sort of recognition. The coaching industry, we all know it's not a regulated industry. So it's not like the consultancy services, for example, where you do have a little bit more regulations within the corporate space. The coaching industry is not regulated. Exactly for that reason, though, the buyer's behavior have become much more savvy. We've become much more careful and we've become much more clever of where do we want to invest our money? How do we want to spend our time? We don't spend money as easily as we used to do 5 years ago, because now what we look for is we look for the longevity of the business. How can that make more money within the business, but also how can that bring more credibility and more trust within our business? We also look for that competitive edge, right? Advantage and competitive edge. What makes us stand out of the market, right? If you've got 10 courses on marketing, well, why do we go for that specific course in marketing? What does it make that specific course of that specific business provider stand out to everyone else? It allows us to access new markets. It blows my mind how many people, when they go for accreditation, they only get it as a stamp of approval and they don't know how to use it to actually access new markets. And if I ask you now, do you know that any accreditation body out there has got actually marketing tools that can introduce you to access new markets and generate a lot of leads to your business? Probably only 5% of you will say yes. It's not something that is very well known. It's not something the accreditation bodies actually put on the forefront to people to understand and learn as well. But access to new markets, it's really, really important. And that's one thing that we really educate our clients on. How can you actually generate more leads through the certain providers that you're getting? Of course, it helps you to increase sales and profits, and it creates valuable assets to your business. It doesn't matter what level of your business is, you always want to have that valuable asset. And I will go more into details in a little bit of what is asset and why it becomes so valuable as well. How many accreditations are out there? So my second mission for the next, probably 1 year, is again to educate people that there's not just one accreditation body, right? I know that all of you who are on the call here, you've heard of CPD. But let me tell you, CPD is not the only one accreditation body. There's at least other 6 equally and even more reputable bodies out there, more niche bodies out there, which can serve your business to the best capacity possible, which can make sure that it helps your business to generate more sales, make more profit, and get more for your business. There's only a few that we partner up and I've put out here. The reality is there's much more than that. So you have CPD, you've got ICF, you've got ILM, you've got CMI, which is also a qualification body. So you've got Ofqual and you've got Ofsted again, which are qualification bodies. So it's really, really important for you to understand what is your aim of the business, to know that the money you're spending on the accreditation are actually classified as an investment. They're not just a cost. So how do I choose the right body for me? So before I go into the course bit, what I want to help you is to choose the right body for me. It's a simple questionnaire we actually take our clients when we assist them with the accreditation processes. 65% of those people who come to accredit through us, they come with thinking that one body is the best one to accredit, and as soon as they leave, they have changed their opinion already, because we've taken them through those simple questions. So if there's one thing you remember from the masterclass tonight, one thing you take a screenshot or notes or whatever you're taking tonight, please take a note of those 4 questions. It will really, really help you. First one is, who do I target? So I really want you to answer yourselves the question, who do I target? Do I target coaches? Do I target consultants? Do I target businesses that want to increase sales? Do I target businesses that are interested in mental health and well-being? Do I target therapy businesses? Do I target enterprises or do I target corporations? Because really depends on the way you answer that question. That answer will lead you to the right body that you need to accredit. The second thing is, what I want you to kind of make a note and answer yourself is, what do I want to generate within my business? You'll be surprised how accreditation bodies are actually directly connected to the sales increase within your business, and how they're seen, and how much the matching the right accreditation body for your business actually can help you increase those sales. And it's what I've actually talked on the previous slide, is making sure that accreditation is an investment and it's not a cost. The third question I really want you to answer yourself is, what new markets do I want to enter? So we're in business to make money, make profit, but also create sustainability. One of the ways we create sustainability is venturing out to new markets as well. And the way we venture out to new markets is usually the second best market that it's closest to the one that we assist. Something that matches our skills, matches our expertise, and matches the type of clients we're serving on the current target market. So that's the third thing I want you to really answer, because that has a direct connection again with what you want to achieve within your business, but also the accreditation body that you want to partner up with. With how much do I want to increase the value of my business? So you've heard me a few times now, I've spoken about sales, profit, and value. When you're in business, I always say that it doesn't matter whether you are at the start of your business, whether you're in the middle of your business, or whether you're at the end of your business. You always have to start with your exit plan in mind. And that exit plan might change, right? My exit plan changed significantly the last couple of years for a few of my businesses. I've got some businesses which are built to sell. I've got a business which I want to be a legacy. And I've got a business which I want simply to provide me a lifestyle. Again, answering that question will allow you to match to the right accreditation body. Certain accreditation bodies will increase your value of the business to a much higher standard than other ones as well. So if your exit strategy of the business currently is, I want to build to sell, or I want to leave a legacy, what you really want to look at is, which is the accreditation body that will give me the most value to the business. If you've got any questions, pop them in, or we've got a Q&A at the end. So that's around accreditation. Accreditation is really, really connected around the business. So who am I as a business? What is it that I'm providing? How much money do I want to make? How do I want to impact the people I help? And what are the new markets that I want to serve? So we've covered the qualification bit, we've covered the accreditation bit. This is the next thing I want to cover, certification. And that's my third pillar of educating people. And it's my absolute goal, because I really want to see more coaches and consultants having an accredited businesses, understanding the power of that, but also knowing the difference between those things as well. So the next thing is really certification. And it's getting very, very often confused. So what is actually a certification? Again, if I ask you to Google certification, the good old Wikipedia or ChatGPT at the moment will tell you the following. Certification is a formal process by which a recognized authority, organization, or an accredited business evaluates and verifies that an individual meets a specific standards or requirements. So if we go back to the accreditation bit, on the accreditation, you've had an external body gives the stamp of approval of a business, organization, or authority to be accredited. Now, we now go all the way to certification, and now it's a accredited business an accredited provider, an accredited organization or authority allows you to certify those individuals. Why is that important, you might ask? Because as an accredited provider, you've got the permission to actually certify people who go through your accredited trainings, right? There's a lot of noise out there of saying a certified trainings or certified person in this and certified professional in that. And very often, my question to those providers will be, who are you accredited by? And if you can't tell me that you're accredited by one of the most prominent bodies, my next question will be, in what authority can you actually certify me? Because if I'm to come and invest in your course and I want to be certified, I'm investing in the longevity of myself and my business, and I want to go and practice. I don't want that to be seen as a cost. I want that to be seen as an investment. I want that to be seen as a value. So I will always ask that. And I will challenge you. That's the second thing I really want you to take away from tonight is when you see a course that says certify, ask the provider, who are you accredited by? That's really, really important because automatically who certifies you is not Anna, Nina, Jenny, or Penny. It will be that body of approval that have accredited our businesses to be able to certify you. The second very important thing is this is how accreditation actually increases the sales and profit to your business as an accredited provider, and automatically you become more in demand. It's so important. And I've mentioned at the very beginning that the coaching industry is still not regulated. And that's actually fantastic news. And I'm going to tell you why. It is fantastic when it comes investment in valuable assets at the moment, because this will what makes you stand out. This will what makes you different to the market, and this will what make you will allow you to educate people. If you go into and businesses, if you go into a market which is very heavily regulated, you then need to be thinking not about accreditation. You then need to be thinking, what's the next level up for me to go to make sure that I stand out? So actually, in a non-regulated environment, you've got a fantastic chance of standing out through accreditation. When is your business accreditation ready? That's the next very interesting question we get on a daily basis. In fact, if I get £1 for every time someone asks us that on a daily basis, I wouldn't be sitting here and doing the masterclass. I'll tell you, I'll probably be somewhere on an island. I would be multi-millionaire by now, 8-figure business owner, because we get that on a daily basis, several times a day. Every time when someone asks us, when is my business accreditation ready? That's what I go ahead and ask. When do you want to start making more money in your business? And that's my question to every single person. Because if you want to start making your money in your business, you need to make sure you stand out on the market. And if you want to stand out on the market, you want to make sure that you deliver value. And if you want to deliver value, you want to make sure that you're recognized for it. So if you're in business to stand out, if you're in business to make money, if you're in business to leave legacy, which I believe we all are here, right? Then you're ready. Now, what's really important though is to understand what stage of your business you're at to make sure that you're starting on the right foot with the right accreditation body. That's what's really, really important here when it comes to accreditation. And how would I want to? What do I want to certify my people on? What do I want to be known for? Right? What would automatically be my standalone flagship course? That's another question that I always ask people. So what do I need to do first? What I would advise you to do is understand and learn how accreditation works. So if I go back to that slide, I would go straight back to the first question. How do I want to stand out in business, right? And what do I want to be my legacy within the business? What do I want to be known for? That will give you the answer to understanding what is the right accreditation body for me. How can I create a scalable accreditation plan? A scalable accreditation plan means that you're starting off on a great stepping stone with the first accreditation body that you think will be most applicable to you, to then proceed to whether another level of accreditation or possibly a qualification. Which is the best body for you in your business? What target market are you aiming at? So really, if you're on that masterclass tonight and really listening, please make notes of those things, because you can apply some of those the minute I finish off tonight. What is the plan after? So when I get that accreditation body, when I get that accreditation through that certain accreditation body, what's the plan after? Do I want to use it for a market purposes? Do I want to use it because I want to become a very well-known training provider? Do I want to build a certification suite of courses and sell them or lease them to companies, enterprises and other coaches? Or do I want to create training methods and teach other coaches and other professionals on it? Or simply educate businesses on my key method? How about the course? So the course is always about the question, right? So of course we all know that the good course is a course which has a base, aiding materials and conclusion, right? We're not discovering the hot water. We're all intelligent people here, and I know that we all know that. But there's so much more to a course, developing a course for accreditation purposes. Because what very often happens is, in our aim of developing a course for accreditation purposes, we lose the touch with the market that we want to target. And that's where the beauty and the difficult part, the challenging part is hidden. How do I connect the accreditation body to make sure that my course fits the accreditation criteria in order to pass that accreditation, but also stands out there in terms of market demands at the same time? Make sure that I don't just get the stamp of approval, but it gives me sales, gets me known, becomes a flagship course, and becomes a valuable asset. Do we all know how we can get accreditation to the next level up to certifications and diploma? How can we actually develop those things? And what do we need to include in those courses, in that base, in those adding materials, that conclusion? What extra we can add to make sure that this course goes to the next level? These are all the questions you also have to ask yourself when you're going for accreditation. So here are some tips when it comes to a course creation, my friends. So what I would suggest is, when you're creating a course, always look at creating a course with longevity. One which will be in demand for at least 5 years. One thing I say is, don't create a course which will be here today and it's going to be gone tomorrow. Or by the time you've passed accreditation, already it's not going to be valuable. So what you want to do is, you want to conduct a little bit of market research. Create a course which you can get up to a qualification level. So put that grounding work at the very beginning, even if you're to pass a qualification in the next 3 years' time. Create a course which will match accreditation, but also marketplace criteria. Because what you want to make sure is, you want to have the huge accreditation stamp of approval, but you also want to make sure that your course is current, it's relevant, and it's in demand. Create a course which allows you to do a learning suite as well. So what is the learning suite? A learning suite is a few courses which are in demand that can actually be bought as a bundle from coaches, from consultants, from enterprises, from companies, really from your target market, right? If your target market, for example, were dog walkers, what are those dog walkers looking for? What would be your flagship course? But then what would be your basic course that the dog walker would be really, really interested in? If you're a florist and your target markets are florists, what are they actually interested? What do they want to achieve? Create a course where you can match all the rapidly evolving accreditation demands. So accreditation is a very changing field. It's not a stagnant field. It changes on a quarterly basis. Some of them change on a quarterly basis. Some of them change 2 times a year. Some of them change every year. So what your aim is when you're developing that course to make sure that, and we've seen that happening firsthand, by the time you're finishing developing your course, you don't miss the boat with the accreditation. And then you have to redo everything all over again, because all of us know that the biggest asset is our time. And second is our intellectual property. IP, which is intellectual property, is the most valuable assets. So please do not make mistakes and don't take chances with it. Make sure that it's protected. Make sure that it's really well developed. Make sure that it stands out on the market, but also you've invested in the right accreditation body as well. So businesses which gain accreditation, for example, see 1.5 times increase in market demand, because we've got that credibility factor, but we also have that competitive advantage as well. Accredited courses see 2 times higher sales, and accredited businesses get up to 25% higher valuation. So again, whether your plan is to sell your business in a little while, and trust me, you don't have to make millions to sell your business. You can sell your business at any stage you're in. Whether your aim is to attract investments, whether your aim is to attract funding, whether your aim is to attract any type of sponsorship, student finances, accredited businesses actually have the chances to get that 25% higher. So here is the thing. It's been over 5 years assisting one-on-one clients. Like I said, if you put all of them together, 80 one-on-one and a 200 all combined with in terms of consultancy. We've helped them create accredited courses, learning suites that sells in demands, and qualifications as well. We have become in demand, which is still quite unbelievable, because when we started at the beginning, it was just little old me, and then the team came along. So my goal has become a reality, and this is to get you rolling with us.
We're rolling.
And how do we do that? Oops. I want to introduce you something that we're really, really excited to launch tonight and going forward. It is the first thing we actually launched for the past 5 years. It's been 5 years in the making, and is the certified facilitator strategist. This is a 3 months where we won't just help you to accredit your own course, but we will teach you how to become a facilitator who can accredit any courses for yourself and other businesses. Partner up with accreditation bodies to give you our partnerships and teach you of how to partner up with the accreditation bodies for yourself and others. We want to show you how accreditation bodies work inside, what assessors are looking for, and what they actually want. How can you create those courses in demand? How can you make sure that you can create those courses with a 5 years plan for yourself and others and make money out of it, to be honest? Create those partnership with globally recognized accreditation bodies. Help you make accreditation business profitable, because that's one of the biggest objectives we sometimes come across. How can we actually make it profitable? And the profitability comes also from the accreditation bodies that we've worked for the past 5 years to establish, and which we will pass to you, teach you and guide you, form those relationships with prestigious accreditation bodies, so you get all the perks in. So you don't just get one course accredited, but you know how to do your accreditation suite for yourself and for others. Have we got any Q&A around the material before I continue? Because I'm really, really excited. Any questions? I've got quite a lot of comments in here, so I'm just gonna go ahead. So Shelley's saying, I think this changed in Germany earlier this year. I can't remember the specific, but it is indicated that providing will be so important in not too distant future. Absolutely, yes. I hope there is a replay. I will watch it later. There will be a replay. I've got a new message. How long does it all take place? The accreditation, you mean, Julie? So the accreditation, it really depends with the body that you're going for. With the body that you're going for, they will have a different timescales. This is where actually understanding what type of course you want to accredit and what type of market you want to do, and that's one thing we're going to be doing on the certified facilitator strategies, will actually save you time, because what's really important is getting that course to a level to be applicable, not for just one accreditation bodies, but to be applicable for all accreditation across, and then to a qualification level after that as well. Okay, what is the benefit? Right, I've got quite a lot of questions. I'm trying to catch up with all of them. I'm so sorry. What is the benefit to a corporate to choose a course that is accredited? Does the company benefit or the individual in the company? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, corporations at the moment, they do have a lot of funding, government fundings for trainings, and also a lot of sorts of funding. So one of the criteria for them to get access to those fundings available is to actually get accredited providers on board. So there's a certain subject at the moment that they wouldn't even look at the company, no matter how good the company is, if it doesn't have a certain accreditation. So the main benefit is that actually they get them funded as well. And the other thing is that they trust that external provider. 3 months, one is here training. Yes. Okay. Accredited courses are key to attraction of candidates also, so it's important for employer to branding. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to continue, guys. If you do have any questions, please pop them as well. So it gives your very own method. What we're going to do is also we're going to give you your very own method on double accreditations. So whether you have currently an accredited course or not, if you do want to if you do want to make your accreditation profitable, partner up with accreditation bodies and get that an accreditation method. It's absolutely for you. So certified facilitator strategist is launching tonight. Only this year we're launching it because it's our first one for 147, and of course some smashing bonuses as well. We've got an accreditation strategy day included with afternoon tea in the Mayfair. We've got strategy hour with my accreditation director, who will also fill in all your forms exclusively for you and provide a course audit assistance to you. We're going to personally introduce you to some of our partners, accreditation bodies partners, that you can actually use them for your business, get all the perks that we're getting to partner up with them as well in the future. And you will get, of course, 60 minutes increase your sales with Charlie, they team, which are amazing. And I can't shout enough about them. So if accreditation is really on your goal board to make more money within your business, to make more profits within your business, and to don't just want to know how to pass one course for accreditation, but really understand how it works. So you can do it for yourself, you can do it for others, and form those partnerships. I would love to have you in. You will also, as the first cohort, be edited to the certified facilitator domain, which is accessible globally. Okay, if you do have any questions, we're going to give you the details as well to our fantastic customer care Kat, who can tell you everything much more in details, because there's more details to it as well. We are onboarding a very, very limited people at the moment. And here's what some of the people we've actually worked say for us as well. And I always blush when I share those testimonials. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to get them. So lovely Kim Rain, which has been an absolute pleasure to work with, says that when I signed up to Kix Academy, the intention was to get my ADHD practitioners program certified. I was hoping for 100 CPD points. If you've been already accredited through CPD, you will know that it's quite challenging, but actually we got it to a 220 CPD, which led to a multi-six-figure launch on the first time. And we're very grateful. We continue to work with her and absolutely love her. Charlie Day, someone else who we absolutely have a lot of time for as well. Working with Kix Academy and getting my course accredited was such a good decision. The course is absolutely amazing. We've helped her to bring it actually to a diploma level, and her course is really, really fantastic. And someone who we do have a lot of time for as well, and who was probably the first people that really trusted in us and has been working with us now for the past 4 years, is Lisa Johnson as well, who says, even yesterday, sent me a message, just so you know, I wouldn't go anywhere else for accreditations. So if accreditation is on your goal board, you're ready to, like I said, make more money, make more sales, make more profit, create value. We want to get you in as well. Book your call, and we want to get you in because we've got some fantastic bonuses as well on the way. Thank you so much for tonight. And I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you further as well. Unless you haven't got any other questions, let me just see. Okay, brilliant. Any other questions? No. Okay, thank you guys. Have a lovely evening.